All right, so I want to make a quick little video. Obviously, you're not stupid. You can see the title. You know what we're about to get into. It's important that everybody who's watching this, you understand that there are some very wicked people out here in this world, right? There are some very disturbed individuals that you need to watch out for, man. And let me turn off this heater just for a second so you guys can hear me better. But in a day and age, especially nowadays, where social media and the internet are just such powerhouses in our lives, and just such a strong force in the way communication and access is so easy to bounce back and forth between one another nowadays. You have to protect your dignity. You have to protect your livelihood, everything. You have to protect yourself against everything that's out here. And if you happen to follow any sort of drama news surrounding YouTube and whatnot, streaming platforms, there's a situation with a streamer called Riot LOL. And this is just one instance of a lot of instances where a of age, grown or young man in the streaming space, or even in just general in life, uses a platform or uses their connections, or using something to take advantage of underage women, right? Or taking advantage of people in general. Okay, in this case, bro is doing it in the sense of, oh, it's just content, man. I'm just doing it for content. Okay. See, there's a fine line, right? And this is the thing. I will never, as much as I see the negatives in Kick and that streaming platform, I see the positives in it as well. Kick has given a lot of people the ability to shine bright without having the limitations and the heavy restrictions some of these other streaming platforms have. The problem is that certain streamers take that privilege and they go overboard. Okay? And in the case of Riot LOL, not only did he go overboard, but he showed very little to no remorse for the actions in which he was involved in, or he directly had access or influence over. Okay? More often than not, he would laugh off the situation. He would try to joke it off. Even in a very dire situation where a young lady who came on there after having been exposed on one of his streams, or one of his boys' streams, or whatever the case may be, and he was involved with it, and she heartfully let them know that she was thinking of unaliving herself because of the backlash that had followed from her nude content that she had given them access to was displayed for a lot of other people's eyes, and those same people shared it all around the internet, and it was spreading like a wildfire, as the internet does, right? And so what was their reaction? Well, for Riot, his reaction was to laugh and basically tell her off, and talking about, oh, can she stop yapping and stuff like this. Just complete insensitivity and lack of humanity from this person. And so, obviously after all of this situation was outed and came to the forefront, Kick staff, thankfully, took it into measures of their own hands. They banned him, deleted his account on there and everything else, cut their ties with him. So hopefully that is the end we'll see of this guy, or at least until he makes a complete and utter transformation and learns from his ways, and makes an attempt to right his wrongs in some way, because this right here was absolutely unacceptable. And it's a perfect example, another perfect example of what it can be out here, what it can really be out here, and why it's so important for you to be mindful. Because A little tidbit about that situation is that that girl not only got duped into that situation one time where she showed her nude body part, her private parts on camera to these people, and got blasted for it. You know, they duped her then, right? But then she came back and she did it again for an even larger group of people. What is the old saying? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, right? So you have to be very mindful out here, right? We live in a world where something as small as what you think would be like, oh, just sharing a picture or sharing a nude or sharing whatever, it can just be sent out into the world. One send, one click, just one click of a send, and then it's just spread like wildfire. And there's no way you can stop it. There's no way you can stop it. It's out there now for everyone's eyes. And you've allowed that to happen to you. So I need all of you to be smarter, ladies and gentlemen, my boys and my girls who watch this video. I need you to be very mindful about what it is you're doing out here in this world, because you'll be caught. If you're not careful, you can get caught up in a situation that will put you in such a bad way. It'll put you in such a bad spot, completely demolish your your emotional state. Don't put yourself through that. Protect yourself from these predators. There are people out here that prey on people like you, and if it's not for content, God forbid, because it's going to be even worse. Now there's no content blanket layer of protection for them to hide behind. They literally want it for some weirdo creep vibe type of motivation. There are guys out here who are actually on these streaming platforms and on these Omegles and monkey apps and all these things that are looking and hunting for underage girls, and they don't care. They don't care that you're underage. It's sad, man. It's sad. And there's not going to always be some person covering the events that happen to you in a video. There's not going to always be somebody there that can help you get out the situation. You have to be smarter. Oh, Najee, why are you victim blaming? This isn't victim blaming. If anything, this is get the victims, potential victims, to wise up before the situation can even happen, so that they have the wisdom to get out of this situation if it arises. A very simple rule of thumb too that people could probably start to undertake: maybe don't share nudes over the internet or over socials, Snapchats, FaceTime calls, you name it. Just don't do that dumb shit. It's always been corny. It's always been corny. Don't do it. Save that shit for when you're in person. If that's what you want to do with that person, save it for when you're in person. That way, you at least got your privacy in that moment. But yeah, anyways, y'all, short little video. I just wanted to get y'all a heads up, man. Just stay safe out here, man. There's a lot of weirdos out here, a lot of real fucking weirdos out here, man. So just stay on your 10 toes, watch your 6, and just be on guard, man, because you never know who's lurking around the corner and just eyeing you and just wants you, and just will do any sort of weirdo creep activity to try to get you, man or woman, right? You never know. So just watch your back and watch for your loved ones too. Okay, it's been your boy Najee. I love y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.